On the day of our engagement party, the biker punk Scarlett had just burst in, decked out in black leather. "Scarlett, I'm here to crash this party. You brave enough to walk out with me?" Ignoring my protests, Scarlett strode toward him. "Why wouldn't I be?" She glanced back at me with a shrug. "Sorry, Liam. You're just too boring. Life's too short not to live a little." But later, when she'd grown tired of her thrilling life, she came crawling back. "Liam, a quiet, stable life is what's real." I scoffed. "But you're just too boring." Scarlett left with her biker punk, tossing our engagement ring back at me. "Liam, this thing is worth $1 million. Consider it compensation for your emotional distress." I grabbed her arm, refusing to let go. "We're surrounded by people. Are you sure you want to leave with him?" My voice was sharp. The biker beside her smirked. "Come on, Mr. Sterling. Why cling? Don't be a drama queen. It's beneath you." Scarlett frowned. "Jax is not in your league. Don't give him trouble. This is my choice." With that, she wrenched her arm free and walked away. The roar of a motorcycle engine ripped through the evening as they sped off into the night. The room was a sea of stunned faces and hushed whispers. My parents were furious. "The Fiancées have gone too far. This engagement is off, and our business partnership is over." Scarlett's mother rushed to reassure me. "Liam, please, she's just confused. I'll deal with her as soon as she's back." Her father shot me a cool, measured look. "Scarlett doesn't want any regrets. She's just having some fun. Don't take it to heart." Clutching the ring, I laughed inwardly. If the Fiancées gave a damn about me, that guy would never have made it through the door tonight. They figured that since it was just an engagement, and since it was me, they could get away with anything. My last name might be Sterling, but my personality wasn't exactly silver-plated. And the Sterlings are not a family you push around. I offered them a shallow smile. "I don't waste my time on things that are beneath me, but the gossip is going to be a problem. I think it's best we handle this privately. For the sake of both our families' reputations, my company will be taking over the shipment at the Rainier terminal." I slid a contract across the table. Scarlett's father's face went through several shades of red before he gritted his teeth and signed. And just like that, my history with Scarlett Vance was over. As I left the hotel, I saw Scarlett's new Instagram story. "A beautiful day. I give up everything for you." Below it, a string of likes from her best friends. I glanced at the list, then systematically unfriended every single one of them before blocking Scarlett herself. From this day forward, Scarlett Vance would no longer be a part of Liam Sterling's life. Back at our apartment, her things were everywhere. Motorcycle memorabilia, intricate collectible figurines. You'd think she was a die-hard biker herself. But she used to be so reserved and grounded. I don't know when it started, when she became obsessed with that red-headed, arrogant kid. She used to stare at her phone, mesmerized. "Look how hot he is on his bike. This is what living is all about." So exciting. The video showed Jax in tight leather pants and a matching jacket, his red hair whipping in the wind as his bike thundered down the road. Scarlett was captivated, and she quickly became his biggest fan. They went from online chats to meeting in person, and she spent less and less time with me. Motorcycle-related junk started filling our home. I knew then that she was serious. I just never imagined she'd publicly humiliate me at our engagement party for him. I packed all of Scarlett's belongings and had a courier deliver them to her place, C.O.D. Less than an hour later, my phone rang, an unknown number. It was her. "Liam, are you serious? We call off the engagement, and you can't wait to throw me out? And you sent it C.O.D. You asshole. What else? To me, you're worth nothing." I hung up, blocked the number, and immediately put the condo on the market. I wanted nothing left that reminded me of her. My buddy Mason called, trying to drag me out for a drink. I wasn't in the mood. "Liam, you lost one tree, but there's a whole forest out here," he insisted. "Scarlett can find someone new. Why can't you? Get over here, man. This place is packed with gorgeous women." Before I could argue, he sent me a location and a picture. In the dim light, a woman's profile was barely visible, but even from that angle, I could tell she was beautiful. A spark of excitement hit me. I got ready and headed to the bar. "Over here." Mason waved me down. When he saw what I was wearing, his eyes widened. "Damn, Liam. Looking sharp. You're going to slay tonight." If Scarlett saw this, she'd eat her heart out. I smirked. Who gives a damn what she regrets? Exactly. We don't. Come on, I'm buying you drinks with 10 models, all of them stunning. Mason pulled me into the thick of it. Heads turned as I walked past. I knew I was attractive. For the last 2 years, for Scarlett, I forced myself to be buttoned up and proper. But deep down, I still had a fire in me. Sitting here now, I could feel it stirring. "Liam, look," Mason said. "Over there, the sweet college girl type. To the right, the sophisticated older woman. Which one's your style?" Kids have to choose. I'm a grown-up. Mason grinned mischievously. A few moments later, I was surrounded by women. Just as we were getting into the swing of things, a voice cut through the noise. Liam, what are you doing? I turned. It was Scarlett, and with her were Jax and a few of her friends. I ignored her and went back to my drink. Her voice was seething. Liam, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? The minute we break up, you're in a bar hitting on other women. Let me tell you something. Even if you're doing this to get my attention, I won't give you a second look. Jax chimed in with a laugh. Don't be so hard on him. Mister, Sterling is just feeling nostalgic. You can't expect him to go off the rails like you. He's a good boy after all. That's right, one of her friends added. A good boy at a bar? What would your family think? I looked at their smug faces, leaned back against one of the models, and met their eyes with pure contempt. Scarlett, you're delusional. Get your head checked. You think I'm trying to be like him? Are you trying to flatter him? The model next to me giggled. Honey, your man's outfit is designer, head to toe. Some people try to fake it, but his whole look probably cost less than $300. Who's copying who? Exactly, another woman added. Imagine a knockoff mocking the real thing. Jax's face turned a shade of green. Scarlett was furious. What are you talking about? It's okay, Scarlett, Jax said, playing the victim. I can't compete with him. Liam's family is rich. I'm just a regular guy. How could I compare? I nodded. At least you know your place. Scarlett started to flare up again, but I cut her off. Don't bother me. You started this. You can deal with the fallout. She shot me a hateful glare and stormed off, her friends scrambling to follow. I watched Jax trail after her like a puppy and shook my head. So much for excitement. He was just a kept man. Was I good? Handsome? A soft voice purred in my ear. A woman with eyes like a kitten was looking at me, eager to please. I pinched her cheek. Not bad. Keep it up. The table erupted in cheers. Mason shot me a wink, a look of approval on his face. I just smiled. The bar was loud, and Scarlett's little scene had killed my mood. Sensing my disinterest, the kitten-eyed woman took my hand. Hey, want to go for a ride? I raised an eyebrow. Before I could answer, she was pulling me out the door. Parked outside was a Harley-Davidson, a stunning vision in black and gold that was impossible to look away from. This bike had to be worth nearly $1 million. Hop on, handsome. It's yours? Yeah, earn it with my side gig. I gave a non-committal grunt, put on the helmet she handed me, and climbed on. She immediately draped a jacket over my shoulders. It gets cold. I zipped it up with a smile and held on as she gunned the engine. As we tore through the streets, the wind whipping past, my heart found a long-lost thrill. Chloe. My name is Chloe. Her voice carried over the roar of the engine. Chloe. There weren't many families in this city with that last name. I shook my head, pushing the thought away. If she was one of them, what was she doing in a bar? I wrapped my arms around her waist. Chloe's whole body tensed up. I chuckled. Nervous, little one? How about we go somewhere fun? The back of Chloe's neck turned bright red. I directed her to our destination, and when we arrived, she looked at me with a playful smile. Here to crash another party? Handsome. I had no idea. It was just a coincidence. I genuinely didn't know there was a street race happening here tonight. The prize, $10,000. When we pulled up, Jax whistled. Well, look what we have here. Jax, check her out. That body. She's got to be a model. Who knows what her face looks like under that helmet? Probably hiding something ugly. The group of guys bantered, staring openly. Jax's eyes were full of hostility. He was used to being the center of attention, the one everyone fawned over. My sudden appearance was a threat. You here to cheer, pretty boy, one of them called out. Take off the helmet. Let's see the face. No ugly people allowed. The words were laced with a mix of curiosity and scorn. Chloe moved to stand in front of me protectively. I patted her shoulder. It's fine. This race. I can join, right? Jax looked stunned. You? Don't be ridiculous. This isn't a bar. Whistles and catcalls echoed around us. I looked straight at him. If you can do it, I can do it. And when I win, the prize money's mine. And if you lose? Lose to you? Not a chance. My confidence clearly pissed him off. Fine. Let's race. Scarlett wrapped her arms around Jax. I'll raise the stakes. 100,000. She looked at him lovingly. Jax, I'm betting on you to win. Jax let out a whoop, jumped up, and gave her a loud kiss, shooting me a triumphant look. He couldn't see my face under the helmet. I turned to Chloe. Cheer for me. Chloe nodded emphatically. Jax and I lined up, our engines roaring. The air was thick with the smell of gasoline and testosterone, punctuated by whistles from the crowd. I gave him a provocative smirk and held up my pinky finger. Bang! The starting gun fired, and I shot forward. The wind screamed in my ears, and my blood sang. It felt like years ago, back when I was young and reckless, chasing any thrill I could find. My parents never tried to rein me in. It was only when I got older that I started to settle down, but that didn't mean I'd forgotten how. This was my turf too. I accelerated, leaning into the turns. The cheers from the sidelines grew louder. The bike felt like an extension of my own body, perfectly in sync from the moment I got on. Beside me, Jax's red blur was consistently half a bike's length behind. On the final lap, I pushed the throttle. Suddenly, Jax swerved, trying to cut me off. So that's how he plays. No wonder they call him a menace on the road. I pulled back slightly, popping a wheelie. A chorus of shrieks went up around us. The move startled Jax, causing his bike to wobble. Seizing the opening, I surged ahead. I heard the sickening screech of metal as Jax's bike went down, sliding after me. I executed a perfect sideways drift to stop, and the crowd went wild with whistles and screams. Jax was helped to his feet. I got off my bike, walked over, and held out my hand. Thanks for the $100 grand. Scarlett was staring at me, her eyes filled with suspicion. What? You can't afford to pay up. Around us, people started jeering. Come on, Ms. Vance, don't be cheap. Jax, furious, yelled, Scarlett. She snapped out of it and pulled out her phone to transfer the money. But as soon as she scanned my payment code, she froze, her jaw dropping. Liam? How can it be you? A careless mistake. My name was displayed on the transfer screen. Scarlett stared at me in utter disbelief. I decided to lean into it, pulling off my helmet and flashing a brilliant smile. That's me. Let's reintroduce ourselves. I'm Liam Sterling. The crowd was stunned into silence. Jax, still on the ground, was in denial. Impossible. There's no way you could have beaten me. I turned to look down at him. Beating you is hard. Laughter erupted around us. Give it up, Jax. The guy's obviously a pro. Yeah, that technique? He's a professional racer, for sure. Scarlett was speechless. I never knew you could do this. I smiled faintly. Scarlett, you don't know me at all. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm Liam Sterling, champion of the World Motorcycle Carnival. A wave of shock rippled through the crowd. I know him. The world champion from 5 years ago, Liam Sterling. Yeah, I remember now. Holy crap, it's him in the flesh. Dude, can I get your autograph? Suddenly, I was mobbed by other riders, all asking for my signature. Chloe stuck close by my side, a loyal guard. Scarlett was pushed to the edge of the crowd, her face a mask of astonishment. Jax looked utterly humiliated. I walked over to him and said in a low voice, You've got style, but your fundamentals are weak. You should practice more. Then I turned and walked away, not missing the look of pure hatred in his eyes. He couldn't handle that. This was just the beginning. Chloe and I grabbed some late-night food. By the time I got her home, it was already the early hours of the morning. It's late. You should get home, I told her. Hey, can I get your number? She asked, her eyes full of hope. I couldn't bring myself to say no. After I added her contact, she finally left. When I got to my apartment, I found a pile of cigarette butts on the ground by my door. Scarlett was waiting for me. Seeing me, she took a deep breath, her face tight with anger. Who is that woman? Where have you two been? She grabbed my wrist, and I yanked it away. What business is it of yours? Scarlett, let me remind you, we are over. Oh, right. Your one true love lost to me tonight. Shouldn't you be comforting him? Why do you have time to come looking for me? I crossed my arms, still wearing Chloe's jacket. Scarlett's expression flickered. He's not some fragile little boy. I came because I want to tell you not to just find some random woman, because we broke up. I laughed. Scarlett, you've got a lot of nerve. In what capacity are you saying this to me? I sneered. It's late. Get out of here, or I'm calling the cops. What kind of ex-girlfriend stalks someone after a breakup? I pushed past her. Scarlett froze, then reached for me again. I shot her a look so sharp, she immediately recoiled. As the door closed, I heard her call out, Liam. The heavy would cut her off. I didn't catch what she said, and frankly, I didn't care. I went inside, fell into bed, and passed out. When I woke up, I had over a dozen messages on my phone. All from Chloe. Good night, handsome. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Morning. It's a beautiful day. Any plans? We should go for a drive. I know a great spot. You're not answering. Sorry if I'm texting too much. Are you awake yet? This girl was a chatterbox. I glanced at the jacket on my chair, then tossed it in the washer. Only after it was done did I reply. I'm up. Let's get lunch. She called almost instantly. What are you in a mood for? Someplace with a private tasting menu. Quiet. When I was with Scarlett, she always wanted spicy food. I hated it, but I always went along with it for her sake. It was a concession I made, considering our family's business ties. Now that we were broken up, I was choosing what I liked. Okay, I know a great spot. I'll come pick you up. After hanging up, I changed and grabbed her jacket. The restaurant was perfect, the food was surprisingly good, and the ambience was exactly my style. Each table was cleverly hidden behind lush plants, offering complete privacy. I looked at Chloe across the table and asked casually, "How much of an allowance do your parents give you a month?" She froze, a nervous look flashing across her face. I don't get an allowance." I wiped my mouth with a napkin. "This jacket I'm holding is from the latest designer collection. It's worth $36,000. This restaurant you brought me to has a tasting menu that runs $18,000 a person. And your Harley is worth at least $1 million. Chloe, I'm not an idiot. Don't try to play me." She looked genuinely distressed. "No, I'm not lying. I really did earn it all myself from my side gig. My sister. I don't want her money. Okay, I get it. Every family has its issues." Chloe Preston, heiress to the Preston Group. I had to smile. I bet even Mason didn't know who she really was. Chloe's mood visibly dropped. "Now that you know, are you going to ghost me? We were a team last night, right? We're friends. Kid, finish your meal. Then you should go home." I wasn't in the mood to play games with a Preston heiress. Chloe's face fell. After lunch, I gave her back the jacket and paid for the meal myself. I could feel her disappointed gaze on my back as I walked away. When I got back to my office, there was a massive bouquet of fiery red roses waiting for me. My assistant teased me, "Mr. Sterling, 999 roses. Who's the big spender?" Tucked inside the bouquet was a delicate motorcycle figurine and a card. "For the most passionate Mr. Sterling." The handwriting was familiar, and the card reeked of a strong, provocative perfume. I scoffed and told my assistant to throw the flowers out. The figurine, too. "The most passionate Mr. Sterling?" Scarlett didn't know me at all. The one flower I can't stand is a rose. In this game, she was never even close to being my opponent. I love motorcycles and I like flowers. But those two things together from her, I had zero interest. I didn't expect her to show up at my office. "Liam, we need to talk." Just then, the representatives from the Preston Group arrived for a meeting. Leading them was Chloe. "Liam, hello again." The moment Scarlett saw her, her face darkened. "What is she doing here?" "Liam, don't let her fool you. She's not who you think she is. I just found out she and Jax knew each other all along." I looked at Chloe, who didn't seem the least bit flustered. "I'm a biker too. It's not strange that I know Jax," she said coolly. "But I never got involved with him, unlike some people who were all over him after 2 days. Liam, you can't work with someone like that. She's fickle and ungrateful." Someone in the room snorted with laughter. I couldn't help but grin. She has a point. Scarlett's face flushed. She grabbed my arm. "Liam, she's lying. Chloe was the one who set me up with Jax." I froze for a second, turning to look at Chloe. She just shrugged. "I did. Want to know why, Liam? I'll tell you, but only you." Today was my scheduled meeting with the Preston Group anyway, so I nodded. Scarlett panicked. "Liam, I know I was wrong. Please, give me another chance. Can we start over? This is all her scheme. You can't trust her." I waved a hand, and security escorted Scarlett out of the room. A momentary attraction, a rush of hormones. It eventually fades into the quiet calm of a long-term reality. Scarlett chased thrills, that fleeting rush. I was looking for a suitable partner for a strategic marriage. The truth is, we were never a match. She only loved herself, loved that explosive, momentary high. She could never accept the quiet that comes after the fireworks fizzle out. And me, right now, all I wanted was to figure out what Chloe Preston was really up to. In the conference room, with just the two of us left, Chloe pushed a business proposal across the table. Scarlett wasn't entirely right. I didn't set them up. I just commented that for a rich girl, her life seemed incredibly dull. Jax made his move, and I didn't expect Scarlett to fall for it so easily. "Liam, we're the ones who are a perfect match. Let's work together. I promise, you won't regret it." The proposal was tempting, but I wasn't about to walk into a trap. Chloe Preston, heiress, a beautiful predator. I'd had Mason run a background check on her. He confirmed she worked at the bar, but it turned out she owned the place. So much for her side gig. She almost had me. Still, a piece of meat this juicy had been dropped right in front of me. It would be a waste not to take a bite. "Fine, we can cooperate, but only on the first phase. The rest depends on your performance. It's stupid not to make money when you can." After ensuring everything was in order, I signed the contract. Chloe's face lit up instantly. "Liam, I'm so happy to be working with you. I hope you don't disappoint me." She smiled, her eyes crinkling. When Mason found out, he was incredulous. "Is this woman into you? She's like a black hole for gossip. No scandals, ever. You have a shared hobby. You're not thinking about it. Her family's not run by her. Let's test the waters first." I just wanted to see what her game was, so I agreed to the initial partnership. Just as we finalized the deal, Scarlett and Jax were breaking up. He didn't take it well, and actually came looking for me. After a long day at work, I was just leaving the office when the roar of a motorcycle caught my attention. Jax screeched to a halt right in front of me. I didn't flinch. His front tire stopped a millimeter from my knee. His eyes were venomous. Are you happy now, Liam? Scarlett's breaking up with me. I raised an eyebrow. What does that have to do with me? You're a loser I beat, and so is she. Why would I want to take back two losers? His face turned crimson. You want a rematch? You're not worthy of being my rival, I said flatly. Jax, I'm not going to compete with you over a woman. This isn't my fault. You should be talking to Scarlett. She chose you for the thrill. Now that the thrill is gone, she's unchoosing you. With that, I walked around him and got in my car. Jax just stood there for a long time. I don't know how much of what I said sank in, but I hoped he wouldn't bother me again. When I got home, I found Chloe there. Since our company started working together, we've been seeing a lot more of each other. She was always asking me out for coffee or dinner. Today, she delivered herself to my doorstep. Seeing me, Chloe held up a plastic grocery bag. You haven't eaten yet, have you? I'm going to cook you a fantastic meal tonight. Don't worry, my cooking is actually trustworthy. I couldn't help but smile. Is that so? Well, I'll be the judge of that. After splitting with Scarlett, I'd moved into a new high-end apartment. Everything was brand new. I hadn't even used the kitchen yet. Chloe tied on an apron and went right to it. I closed my eyes, trying to relax. Suddenly, my phone buzzed on the table next to me. I had no intention of snooping, but a new message popped up on the screen. Securing Liam means securing the entire Sterling family. Chloe, you've always been obedient. You should know what I mean. My heart skipped a beat. The profile picture was familiar. I tapped on it and recognized her immediately. Chloe's older sister, Victoria Preston. She was a notoriously ambitious entrepreneur, a corporate shark who had been married and divorced 3 times, using each marriage as a stepping stone to greater success. Compared to her, my own business acumen was child's play. Seeing that message didn't surprise me. Chloe's approach was never innocent. Victoria wanted to swallow the Sterling Corporation whole, using her sister as bait. But she made a huge miscalculation. Now that I'd seen it, I had to play my hand carefully. Chloe, don't blame me. I'm Liam Sterling, the sole heir to my family's legacy. My parents have a rock-solid marriage, no mistresses or outside drama. Our family is strict, and I was raised with love and support from my entire family. I know the weight of the responsibility I carry. I will not tolerate betrayal. And if someone tries to betray me, they will pay the price. No one climbs up by stepping on the Sterlings. That was true for Scarlett. It would be true for Chloe. I sat at the table and waited, while also texting Mason to dig up everything he could on Chloe, and Victoria too. Mason called immediately. What's up, Liam? Did she show her true colors? Not yet. I just want to be prepared. Know your enemy and all that. I can't make another mistake. I need to hold all the cards. The line was silent for a few seconds before he sighed. Don't worry. I got your back. After I hung up, Chloe brought out the food. Sorry for the wait. Come and try my cooking. I smiled at her, and in a surprising move, poured 2 glasses of red wine. Let's eat together. Chloe's eyes lit up like a puppy's. She sat across from me, her gaze practically overflowing with adoration. We toasted, and I discovered that this woman, who supposedly came from the bar scene, could really hold her liquor. My plan to get her drunk and pry some secrets out of her backfired spectacularly. In the end, I was the one who lost. As I drunkenly collapsed into her arms, I sighed. So careless. The next morning, I woke up with a pounding headache and a fuzzy memory. I blacked out. When I saw Chloe walking toward me with a bowl of porridge, a smile on her face, I slapped my forehead. You didn't leave? Did I say anything stupid last night? Chloe bit her lip, looking wronged. Liam, you were so rough last night. My heart stopped. No, impossible. I don't do things like that when I'm drunk. Chloe came closer, resting her head on my shoulder. Liam, you have to take responsibility for me. My entire body went rigid. I reached for my phone to check the security camera footage, but Chloe sat up and pressed her hand over it. I'm just kidding. You have excellent self-control, Liam. You didn't go crazy or say anything you shouldn't have. Her expression was so sincere, but I could still detect a hint of disappointment in her eyes. I pretended not to notice and started eating the porridge. Chloe couldn't hold back any longer. Liam, do you believe in love at first sight? I believe in lust at first sight. Her face fell. But I do. I fell for you the first time I saw you. I was a junior in college. I was visiting a friend at the University of Washington, and I saw you. But you already had someone with you. I finally understood. The first time Chloe saw me was at UW, back when I was already dating Scarlett. She laid it all out. I didn't mean to embarrass you. It's just that she didn't deserve you. Liam, I know you won't believe me easily, but I would never lie to you. I should go. She got up to leave, and I didn't stop her, because a message from Mason had just arrived on my phone. Liam, whatever is going on, I think Chloe is innocent in all this. Innocent or not, Anyone who made a move on the Sterling family was fair game. Victoria and Chloe shared a last name. I couldn't trust her so easily, but I couldn't just back down either. For 3 months, Chloe and I maintained our superficial relationship. After the first phase of our partnership ended, the Sterling Group came out on top in market share. I personally went after our suppliers and managed to steal several key resources from under Victoria's nose. She was finally getting antsy. I started dropping hints that I was looking for a strategic marriage. When Chloe showed up in my office, I wasn't surprised at all. Liam, why? Why? I took a deep breath and smiled at her. The Preston Group is impressive, but you shouldn't have let your sister get her hooks into my company's foundation. Victoria wanted to use you to seduce me. But you, my dear, are not quite up to the task. I threw the file with all my research on the table in front of her. Chloe's face went pale. This wasn't my idea. I know it wasn't, and I know you were put in an impossible position. But you're Preston, Victoria's sister. I can't risk what would happen if we were together, whether the Preston Group would just swallow us whole. And I can't imagine that if it came down to a fight between me and Victoria, you would stand by my side without hesitation. Chloe, I can't afford to gamble, and neither can you. We both have too much riding on our shoulders. I have hundreds of employees, hundreds of families depending on me. I can't let a little romance jeopardize all of that. Chloe understood. Her face was ashen as she said quietly, I know, I get it. But please, believe me, this was never my intention. I never wanted to hurt your family. Give me a few days. Let me prove it to you. Without waiting for my reply, she turned and left. She was barely out the door when Scarlett arrived. I frowned when I saw her. My assistant looked terrified. Mr. Sterling, I couldn't stop her. I waved my assistant away, and Scarlett rushed toward me. Liam, that Chloe woman is bad news. I heard your family's project on the west side is in trouble and needs funding. I can help you. I held up a hand. Scarlett, this has nothing to do with you. Liam, are you crazy? I'm trying to help you. Thanks for the offer, but I don't need it. In this corporate siege, if the Prestons were the attackers, then Scarlett was the vulture circling overhead. I stood up and dragged her out of the office. I told you if you ever set foot in this building again, I'd break your legs. Now get out. Scarlett left, fuming and indignant. Did they all think they could just walk all over me? Did they really think I had no temper? To my surprise, Chloe was serious. I pulled a fast one. I bundled the West Side project, packaged it at an extremely low price, and submitted it directly to the City Planning Commission. The proposal was completely redesigned to create a new landmark for our city, and I voluntarily cut our profit margin by 30%. The project won the full support of the city government. When Victoria got the news, I heard she was so furious she smashed several antique vases. When Chloe came to see me, there was a fresh handprint on her cheek. She looked at me with wounded eyes. Liam, I've left the Preston family. I'm penniless now. I was wondering if you could take me in. She took my hand and swayed it gently. My sister called me a lovesick fool and threw me out. She doesn't want me anymore. Can you take me in? I don't eat much. I won't be any trouble. And there it was. Chloe had used her actions to prove her loyalty, feeding me all of Victoria's plans and allowing me to pull out of the trap in time. Seeing her like this now, I lifted her chin. No regrets. No regrets. All right then, I'll give you a chance. Instantly, Chloe's eyes lit up. Liam, you can't take it back. I left my family with nothing valuable but myself. You have to take care of me for the rest of my life. I laughed. Victoria was a corporate titan, but her sister was a hopeless romantic. With Chloe on my side, Victoria couldn't make a ripple. All right, I'll take care of you. As for how long, that depends on your performance. Chloe's eyes shone. Don't worry, Liam. I'm planning to stick to you for a lifetime. Mason told me Chloe and Victoria had a massive falling out. Chloe went on a hunger strike for a week until their grandmother couldn't bear it anymore and intervened. Victoria was furious, calling her a disgrace. Liam, your sister-in-law is a real piece of work. Are you sure about this? Are you really going to be with Chloe? Yeah. She transferred her shares to me. I kind of have to be serious now. Mason gasped. Liam, you have to teach me your ways. How did you get her to do that? I just smiled. How did I do it? My charm, I suppose. I had on a major victory. I took some losses, but my gains were far greater. As for Scarlett, she had bet against me. The Vance family had invested heavily, expecting my project to fail. When their predictions were wrong, they couldn't pull out in time and lost a fortune. The Vance family's wealth shrank considerably. Jax had moved on long ago. He joined a professional motorcycle team and become the new hotshot biker, building a huge following online. He and Scarlett had officially broken up. The day they split, he sent me a text. Liam, you were right. I'm going to chase my dream now. Good luck to you. I closed my phone when I read it. A dream. It wasn't so far away. I'd already achieved mine. Scarlett, on the other hand, kept trying to see me. One day, I brought Chloe with me to meet her. "Look at you, Scarlett," I said, my voice cold. "You've aged so much. You're not as beautiful as you used to be, and you have no creativity. It's the same old story with you, over and over. It's not exciting. It's boring." Chloe added the final blow. My Liam likes someone who listens, not someone who has one foot out the door while they're still at the dinner table. Hearing that, a look of utter desolation crossed Scarlett's face. She finally understood that for me, it was completely and irrevocably over. My next goal was simple: keep moving forward. 3 years later, Chloe and I officially got engaged. On a warm winter day, I held Chloe's hand and looked toward the horizon. Our future was clear, calm, and stable.